I think a lot of becoming yourself, which is it. There's not like a predestined version of you that you have to become. There's not. That's not the becoming yourself. You are constantly in a perpetual state of becoming and leaning into who you are designing yourself to be and who you're challenging yourself to be, right? I think a lot of becoming yourself is about leaving behind the outmoded versions of you that you don't think fit with who you are, right? It's a lot of refinement through failure and success, right? You find something that you enjoy and you want to build more of it into you. And it shows you a lot about your potential greatness or your actual greatness, your strengths. Likewise with your failures, about your weaknesses and the things that you want to remove from yourself. Um, the experience that I had in Alaska was a lot of both. It was pushing past boundaries way outside of my comfort zone on several different levels. And it's things like that that I think really show you what you're capable of. When we set a ceiling for ourselves, oftentimes we're like, I don't want to do that. That's uncomfortable. And there are justifiable ones that you really shouldn't do. There's the discomfort about them is more than discomfort. It's like that's a boundary, Like let's leave that where it is. But other versions of discomfort are the things that should be challenged, right? Where it's like pushing past that shows you more about what you're capable of than what you thought you were before. When I'm like, I don't want to do that because I'm not sure that I can, or I'm not sure that I'm good at it, or I think that's going to be, too difficult for me. I'm gonna like internally, I'm gonna hurt too much from trying to do this thing. Then when you're kind of like forced into the situation, or when you force yourself into that challenge, and you actually, regardless, whether you win or lose, there is so much to be gained by it. You get to understand about your boundaries. You get to understand your limits so much better because we assume so much about our limits, and then sometimes you just blast past them, and you're like, "Oh, boom, nailed it! Oh my god, I can do more than I thought." Or, "Oh yeah, that's a hard limit. I should never try that again." Right? You learn. You actually know that that's a boundary. Why do I keep going back to boundaries? You learn that that's a limit that needs to stay there. Or maybe one that you can train yourself up to be able to blast past in the future. It's like, oh, I really want to be able to tackle that. I'm not ready for it right now, but I want to get ready for it, And I think that only comes from those kinds of challenges. That Alaska experience, plenty of challenges for that. Very good.